What's up everyone, Bradley Jack Design here with another lovely tutorial coming at you for design this Tuesday evening. Got my Bears hat on, the NFL is back, we are excited. So today we are going to do what we were going to do last week, but then the Patriots released Cam Newton, so we had to do a Mac Jones graphic. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some templates. What are we going to make the templates of? I don't really know. You guys can decide. But they're going to be fantasy football related. So, we can make like a draft template based on where I picked guys. We can make a scoring template that I could use throughout the season to then post to Discord in these fantasy football chats. So, it doesn't matter to me what you guys want to do. We're going to do it based on a league I'm in that I think I have a better chance of winning. So, we're going to do something with... who do I have in that league? Alvin Kamara. We're going to use him as the subject. So thank you guys for joining along. So what we got going on right now to start off is my team is the New England Trading Company, sort of a play off the East India Trading Company. My brother's a Patriots fan. So goes off that. I made this logo. I don't know. Let me see if I can find when I made this logo. I made this logo years ago. Actually, I drew this out on my iPad when I was using that a lot more than I am now. Yeah, this is like 4 or 5 years old. So, what's up, Porter? So we're gonna use this. So we're gonna try and use elements from this for our designs as well. So basically, what I have going on with this logo is like a stockbroker with a bunch of money and football behind him. Some dated ribbons and then some dated stuff up here. Alex, if I had the first pick in the draft, I would have taken Christian McCaffrey. I had the third pick in one draft. CMC and Dalvin Cook went 1-2, and then I took Alvin Kamara. All right, so first things first. There's a couple different ways we can do this. I don't know the way everybody else likes working with artboards. I like to make everything in one artboard and then just copy it and resize it, which, I don't know if that's the right way of doing it, but once they're set up, it's easy to tweak. So let's do that first. So I think I can just right click this and hit artboard from layers and then hit enter. So now I have an artboard that's 2000 pixels by 2500 pixels. I'm going to rename this down here, NETC, New England Trading Company -FF template. Let's do draft template. And this is 4x5. And actually, I'm going to change that to .jpeg at the end because we've learned before that if we go to File, Generate Image Assets, it's going to automatically generate that as an asset. And this might slow us down a little bit, but we're going to deal with it because we only have one. So now on my desktop, I have this folder that is, let me drag this out, NETCFF templates -assets. So these are all the assets. So if I just go to this logo here and I go to the end and hit .ping, I go back over here. Here's the ping file now of that logo. So I have it saved out. So that's convenient if you're going to send this off to someone and you want to send a folder of all the assets to them, you can do that. And then they can use some items in it. Okay, so let's get started. Let me find... We're talking about Alvin Kamara. So you guys have been here before, so let's hop over here. I've got Envato pulled up with money because it is money-based, New England trading, stocks. We might play into the stocks a lot. So I'm just going to find a photo of Alvin Kamara because I want this to be something that I can change in 5 minutes and be able to post. So I'm just going to find a really nice photo of Alvin Kamara. That's a pretty good one. That's a good one. I don't know, I just like action shots. I get one of him, in Tennessee for no reason. This is a good one. So I'm just going to download this. And we'll toss it in here somewhere. Okay, first things first. Let's see what we do. Brendan, that's great. They should pay me with how much I talk about them on here. All right, so with this template, what do I want to do? I really want to lean into this stock Stock style. Stock. What am I trying to say? Stock style. Aesthetic. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's get rid of our logo. Let's start with green. So I'm going to, first I'm going to go to view, and I'm going to go new guide layout from view. And as usual, this is what I use. 2 columns, 2 rows, 75 pixel margin. Gives us some nice border. But then it's also, I can click in pretty much the dead center, go to a corner like this, and we can make a gradient. So let's just do this instead. Gradient duplicate, set to multiply. This is how I like to build some of my files. Hold on. Something's wrong. I need this to just be solid green and solid green. And then this is set to multiply. And then I group it. And then if we group it and we go like this, we create a nice little bright background. All right, so the photo of Alvin Kamara we'll toss right here. So from looking at what other teams do, other teams, sports, what we're going to do is we're going to have basically placeholders for images to drop in and text. So let's add some text in here. So I'm just going to do like round. And this is just, I'm just putting it on here so I have it written down, essentially. And I don't know about you, I like drawing. I know I had old coworkers who got annoyed by this, but I always like drawing boxes for my text. And I always have good reason, because if I click like this, if I want to make this centered, it moves everything completely over. If I want to move it over to the side, it moves over to the left. It just doesn't make any sense. I find it's easier if I just make a box. I can put it wherever I want. If I want it centered, I usually want it dead center in the composition, so I know it's centered, or, you know, I can move it over to the left-hand side, move it around, stuff like that. Drawing boxes scares you. Well, because if I want all of these to be, you know, centered, I can do it easier when the boxes are all the same size. I don't know. It's personal preference. I know there's a good amount of people who think it's really annoying. Mainly people I used to work with. All right, so I've got all this text. So what I want to do is I want to put this photo somewhere. Now I'm going to pull my logo up real quick. So based on my logo, I have this sort of shield. So let's make a shield real quick. What is your preferred way to make a shield other than downloading someone's assets of here's a bunch of shields? Use this. I'm going to try something. I don't remember exactly how to do it, but we're going to go into Illustrator. If it opens. All right, here we go. Apparently I was wanting to make something very weird. 2000 pixels by 2500 pixels. Okay. All right, so in Illustrator, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the polygon tool. I'm going to hit down, down, down to make a triangle. I'm going to rotate it like this. I'm going to make it black. What's up, Seth? Big man Seth in the house. Maybe I should put their Pro Football Focus rating on here. Pro Football Focus. Yeah, rating on here. I think I can go to Effect. Warp Bulge. Not bulge. Inflate. Right? No? I thought that's what it was. I really thought I was onto something there with this inflate. Maybe it's this specific size. What do you guys think? How am I actually supposed to do this? I really thought it was inflate. But again, or no, let me bloat it. So you can pucker and you can bloat. So I just want to bloat this a little bit. Except when I bloat it, it's destroying the edges. See, I don't use Illustrator that often anymore, so I don't remember how to do a lot of this. So let's go like this instead. Let's grab the pen tool because this is actually where you're allowed to use the pen tool. But Illustrator's cool because there's a lot of stuff in here. I don't use it that often. Where's the line tool? So this is where you go, hey look, Bradley Jack is like kind of fumbling around because I don't use this every day anymore. Let me do this. Let me expand this object and see what happens. Nothing. Yeah, so there's a... Hold on. There's a tool in here that you can use. I'm trying to find it because it's really helpful. I just pen tool it too. Hold on, where's it at? So there's a tool that allows you to just... Yeah, expand shape. I thought there was a curve tool that allows me to just like pull over to the side. I'm just trying to avoid to use the pen tool at like all costs right now. It's hilarious. Even though this is the app that I would 100% use the pen tool in. See, I want to inflate it, but I don't want to inflate it. We're going to spend like 20 minutes in Illustrator doing nothing. I'm just very confused. No, here, hold on. Let's select this. Where's the pen tool? Back here? Here? All right, whatever. We'll just do it. We'll just do it this way. P. P for pen. Click. Click, drag. Click. Drag. Blah, 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 blah. Here's a very uneven, orthodox, terrible looking way. Well, that's the thing with shields. It's like there's a... I don't remember how I did it before, but it was very easy. I'm just confused as to why it's not over here. Let me, Essentials Classic. Here we go. It might even be over here because there's stupid stuff over. No, that's that over there. Here we go. This is what I want. I want all the old stuff before they changed it. That's the problem. Because one of these is literally like, oh, you just take the shape and then you just pull it out. All right, we're gonna stop wasting time, and I'm just gonna download a shield from Envato because it's lazy. Actually, I have shields somewhere. Yeah, I would do half a shield so it's completely symmetrical too. That is smart. Draw half and reflect. Yep. Shield. Trying to think of where I have. There we go. Hey, look, a bunch of shields. I had a whole bunch of these. There's more over here. I just want to figure out which one I want to actually use. You got a favorite of one of these that you want us to use? I'm going to use this one. Nah, let's use this one. Why? Just because. Okay, so we wasted all of that lovely time just to paste this smart object right here. We'll put it up there. Then I'm going to take this. I'm going to mask it to that. And then we've got Alvin Kamara masked to here. I'm going to put this back where it was. Okay, we got Alvin Kamara. I'm going to give this a stroke on the outside, which you can't see because it's way over here. And let's do a gradient. We might do a couple. Silver. Let's do like 10. Let's add another stroke. You just hit plus, add another stroke. I'm going to do 15, and I'm going to reverse it, negative 90. Oh, I did it on the center. I want to do the outside. Actually, I want to do the inside because the outside always... You know, I got this nice little shape going. The outside always makes it look smooth. Always rounds it off, which I hate. And then we're just going to take this. We're just going to fatten it up a little bit. All right, I'm going to turn this layer back on with the logo. We're just going to like throw it down here in the... We're going to throw it here in the corner. I already hate how this looks, so like... This is not what I had in mind. So we'll take a look and see what we want to do. Okay, so I just wanted this basic shape. Maybe we'll just use a triangle. Triangle. It would make it easy to the point, so you don't need to make anything super custom. You can just do it all in here. Triangle effects. Get out of here. The triangle design, the triangle is cool because it'll jut off. We can add some cool stuff up here. Again, I don't really know what I want to do with this. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do though. I'm going to mask this to the triangle and convert it to a smart object. Okay. I'm going to change the name of this image to place image here. So then if we want to change the image out, all we have to do is go in and change an image out. So if I took DeAndre Hopkins, Hopkins. I'm just going to download a random image of DeAndre Hopkins. I can take that photo of DeAndre Hopkins, just mask it to that. Go here, hit save, go back, and then it'll save on top and it'll already be the right size. And since I know how big the other head is on the other guy, I can do that. And I know what's going on. All right, so I need a place for all this stuff. So the question is, where do we put all this stuff? The triangle's a little bit of a tricky minx. Now what we could do is we could duplicate this triangle, get rid of the strokes, flip it over, I guess I need to just flip it upside down like that. We can just kind of use this as sort of some sort of background element. You know, kind of like this. Probably want to put a nameplate in here. Usually I would put like this ribbon texture I've got going down here and do that, but I really don't want to do that. So I'm going to put his name up here at the top. I'm going to do the name up here at the top. Alvin Kamara. And we're going to go back here, get rid of that, delete, go back. There we go. Alvin Kamara. I want to use a different font. Let's use a, I want to use actually like some sort of serif font. Something that looks, high class. The only one it says is that. That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. We'll use it though, just because it's lying to us. Alvin Kamara. Actually, here's what we're going to do. We're going to tweak this into something that you would most likely See, I'm trying to give you guys the most value out of this. Do we want to make this a draft pick graphic, or do we want to make this a scoring graphic of how many points they scored in a week? Because either way, this is something you might see in real life from a client. So here would be the title for it. So it'd be like player of the week. So it'd be like New England Trading Company. Okay, we'll do a scoring graphic instead. That'll be more fun anyway. New England Trading Company, and then we'll do player of the week. And then that way we can state what it is. Yeah, most drafts are over. That's what I was gonna create these last week. So we got the player of the week. Let's put some stuff in the background. Stocks. I already looked these up, and it's like the stockades and stocks. But I want these. I want stock charts. Stock chart. All right. Which one of these candlesticks do I want? Let's use this. Let's use this nice gold. Stock sign going up. Stonks. Ding, 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 ding. See, I wish it were shinier here. I'm gonna download it at this angle. Hide these two things right now because we're changing how we want things to happen. Now, usually if I were making this for a client, we would have a better idea of what the fonts are. But since this is just like for a fake team I don't have fonts picked out for them. So that's where a little bit of some issue would happen. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this triangle because I hate it. Because you're tacky and I hate you. All right, player of the week. So if we just do across here. So what I want to do is I want to make it so it's got a couple different. Let's look at something. Let's look at the stock market real quick, because they were pulling a lot of stuff from the stock market. I forget which website is nice to look at the stock market on. Market Watch, blah, 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 blah. Just go to Tesla. All right, here's this. So the question is, how can we imitate some of this and add it to that? So we can copy this easily. And then we've got this going on. Now this is, of course, this is a chart. This is different. Maybe there's an area for a chart at the bottom. So let's do this. Let's actually do this. Okay, I don't know what font that is. We're gonna use Helvetica again because Helvetica rocks. All right, so we're getting a lot of inspiration from just how stocks are displayed. Finviz. Oh gosh. Yeah, this is very distracting. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. And this is the thing with design. We change our mind all the time on what we're going to do. we're gonna make this very neat. So there's something I've seen a lot of other designers make really nice graphics with really beautiful typography. Oh, you just meant the candlesticks are on there, so that's great. Get out of here. There we go. All right. So I'm just looking at this. I think Webull.com is one. No. Market. Yikes. Here we go. We can use something like this. So let's grab an arrow. Is there an arrow? Like, I hate the custom shapes because they used to have like arrows. But now they don't have just like arrows. Can I make a line and then have it have an end cap? I want more options. Stupid, 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 stupid. All right, we're not an Illustrator. It's fine. Okay, player of the week. Alvin Kamara. Yeah, they took away a lot of the good shapes. So with Alvin Kamara, AKMA, Alvin Kamara. Make this a little bit bigger. Let's get rid of whatever that is and make it like 24. There we go. Okay, let's hide this. Let's hide this for now because I like what we've got going on here. And again, I use gradients a lot to like just make background fills, and of course there's a big circle here. So I'm gonna move this here. I'm gonna duplicate this and duplicate this. Whoops. Toss it over here on the side and then change this to NETC player of the week. And we'll make this like 50%. But not like that. That's bad. Let's turn that on and then do 50%. Great. I want them to be lined up, so we'll put this at the bottom. Right there. Usually if this was like for a client, player of the week would probably be pretty large. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do this instead. Let's take this rectangle. Let's blow this up to here and figure out what we've got going on here. Also, is this in the right spot? No, it's not. There we go. Best website to view stocks. There's a website that I've been to. I just don't remember what it is. But it like shows things really nice. I think it might be TradingView. Start a free trial. Tesla. Hey, look at that. It knows. Yeah, this. This is insane. Okay, this is crazy, crazy town right now. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna delete this. We're gonna make a square. Make a big old square. Like I know how to make a square or not. All right, we're gonna make a square. Ooh, boom. Okay. 1850. There. 75 and then 77. Something like that. Centered. And we're gonna make this black just for now. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Make these all 50% big. Okay, so we got all these rectangles now. We're gonna make this a very rectangle-y looking graphic because I feel like that might look cool. Okay, get rid of all this text because we're setting up the composition of how we want this to look. I'm gonna give this a little bit more padding. This is going to be photo 1. Right click, convert to smart object. Double click photo 1. Look at that, photo 1. All right, so now we can find that photo of Alvin Kamara, toss it here, blow it up like this, Alvin Kamara. Save, go back. Alvin Kamara. Save, go back. That photo is there. I can apply whatever I want to this photo, so let's just do a quick yellow fix action on that. Hit enter a bunch of times. There it is, super blown out. Exactly what we wanted. So let's go in and let's tweak it just a little bit. 20, negative 20, 20 and 20. Actually, no, this will be 45. Okay, sure. Why not? We got that going on. All right, Alvin Kamara. So then we're gonna have over here, we're gonna have this filled in with 0, but we're gonna give this a stroke of genius. We're gonna give this a stroke of gray. And like 2 pixels. It's gonna look like that, so that's good. So then I'm gonna draw a box because I want this box to be in the other box. And look, I can make it the exact size that I want it to. How amazing. And then I can shrink it down to whatever I want. So we're gonna give it a little bit of padding. We're gonna go like this. I'm going to hide this real quick because I actually want this to be a number. Let's just guess how many points he gets. So we want this to be like the stock symbol. So we're going to give it a color. So we want to give it 100%, 100% green, right? Yikes, that's very green. We do that. We can do that. So we'll do 100%. Then next to it, we'll do 0.00%. And this is going to be the percent increase from last week. So let's put this down to 10 pixels, or 10%. Here's what we're going to do. We're just gonna steal this real quick. Okay, what green is this? This is the green we want to use. Copy. Because we're not gonna make it this green because this green is terrible. There, now it's a better green. Delete. Save. All right. What do we have on these charts? Here we go. Go like this, just kind of go like that. I'm just using this screenshot as a reference of how I want to set this up because this is formatted and set up real nice. How things are going. So we can go in here. I can type in here fantasy data. You know, if we want to call it fantasy data, you know, whatever. This is how I would kind of take from this. Fantasy data. All right, so I'm gonna go to sleeper.com, which is what my team is on. Now I'm just gonna pull up the figure out what stats they care about. Alvin Kamara, 2020. Awesome. What is this? There's so much going on here. It's not even funny. All right, so we can do attempts. And how many attempts we want. Attempts. I'm just going to copy like stats from something else. I'm trying to think if how I want to do this. Okay, rushing. Attempts, 12. Yards, 16. This is terrible. RPC, 1.3. These are actually very bad stats. Touchdowns, 1. Okay, that's good. So I can take that. I'm just going to duplicate it over here. And I can do receiving. I always spell receiving wrong. And I'm still convinced it's wrong. Yeah, we're going to change these stats. I'm just doing this to set up what we've got going on. So this would be targets. These would be yards. Targets. This would actually be receptions. What's up, Ray Alvarez? Go Bears. Yards per catch, touchdown. Yards per target, we don't really need. We don't really need fumbles. So that should be good. So we got fantasy data. So here's what we want to do. We want to make these. I probably did. It's an extra yard. It's an extra yard. So then we go, how do we want to do this? Now these guys do smaller than gray than the number. And we can do whatever we want. Hey, look. I think Henry said something about he has to work or he has a class, so he can't join in, which is sad day. All right, so we're gonna do Helvetica regular 8. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that for these. I'm going to change it for all of them, actually. Helvetica. Helvetica. Actually, I'm going to do Helvetic Noir. Noir. And I'm going to change metric to optical. That should fix some of these issues. Regular 8. And we're gonna make this 8. Okay. So honestly, if I want to make this easy to edit, here's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these, I'm going to right click, convert these to a smart object, and I'm going to name this data. And then we're just going to edit everything in this smart object. So I'm going to make this smart object have actually a white background so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so what I want to do, so I'm going to copy and paste this here. So I want to make this so you never have to change attempts. You only have to change. I basically want these all to be individual lines. But I guess it's not that hard to change this all how it is. Okay, so let's find a game where he had like actual points. Man, 12 attempts that's really bad. I want a game where he had like 40 points. 54 points. Holy crap. What did he do? All right, so this game he had 22 attempts. He had 155 yards. Oh yeah, that's right. He had 7 touchdowns. No, he had 6. He had 6 touchdowns. That's right. We're gonna do this game. This game was awesome. It's not yards per catch. Yards per carry. I do recall it should have been 7. You are actually correct. Okay, so he had 5 targets. He had 3 receptions for 17 yards with a yards per catch of 5.7 and 0 touchdowns. Okay, so let's change all of these to some different, better fonts. Wide. I want this to be a contrasting wide font. Let's use, not Druck. Not rock grotesque. Not rock grotesque. What about extended? See, this is like real techie looking, so we'll use this. And we'll do 16. Apotec extended black. I just like doing this instead. You just copy, paste it. In InDesign, it's easy because you can just use the eyedropper, but you can't do that in here, which is very annoying. So I just back it up, paste it, change it, back it up, put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it. See, receiving I don't like. Yeah, I want these to be like the same, where it's yards per catch, yards, receptions, targets, attempts. We can't really do that. Hello. Hello, Alex. Hello, Jack. Jack is my godson. Jack says hi. Okay, so we're going to change all of the text for probably this whole thing, because we're going to start using rock grotesque. Right? Is that what we're using here? Apotec. It's like I know what I'm talking about. Apotec extended regular. Let's make this 440. Apotec extended. Extended. See, like, what's extra wide? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we can get rid of targets. Good call. Let's see that. There. Now look, it's symmetrical. Nice. So we can do fantasy data. So I can hit save and go back. And we've got all this stuff in here all ready to go. So in this rectangle, we're going to make this another photo. So we're going to convert this to a smart object and name it photo 2. We got Alvin, Kamara, images. First things first. Let's do this. Move this over. Right click, rectangle. I found his really dumb looking headshot, so we're going to put it in this box. And go like this. There. And we're going to give this a stroke. A 2 pixel stroke of a color, and the color is 50% dark. Save. Okay, so I can't change the fantasy data there. I have to do it here, so that's fine. Let's fix this by adding in some padding on the bottom, so it fleshes out to the bottom. Boom, boom, like that. I need to change this to be the same as the other one, Apotec. If you guys have a way of changing this better than how I am doing it, let me know. Because I'm just going to have it going like this and I'm just retyping it, because it seems to be the fastest way for me. So in the way I'm doing it, I'm doing this way because this is how I've seen files given to me created. And it makes sense in the long run if we're making a template out of this. I think these can probably be like their own line. Make them a little bit larger. Let's do 16. Spell receiving wrong again. Receiving. Hey, there we go. And then let's change this to be slightly smaller. Negative 0.5. Negative 0.5. Save. Okay, so we got some fantasy data. We're gonna change this. We're gonna change this bad boy. Apotec. Extended black. Fantasy data. Probably gonna put this to be in the middle like that. Drag it out. There. See how fast it was to put this in the middle? I don't like that. That looks okay. See, I don't like this here. I think it's because I want to make these bigger. 26. 26. Sometimes this is so dang hard to use. 26, enter. 26, enter. So this is why, honestly, this would be faster to do in InDesign, because you can just set up a layer style and then be like, done. Check, please. I'm expecting someone who knows everything about artboards to hop in here and help me out. Okay, save, go back. Okay, so now we're looking like this. This is what we're looking like. You know, I don't like some of the padding around there and how some of this is going. So we can go back here. Drop this down, 5. Drop this down a little bit. 3.5. That's fine. We'll do 3.5 here, 3.5. There, tightens everything up just a little bit. We'll probably add color to this. I was planning on not having really any color on this, but that's fine. I know what we could do, which is based on what we had going on. Let's do a weight of 2. And I want the color to be black. 50%. Oh, let's do this. Line right down the middle. Man, look at that. It's already there. It's practically already there. Just set up a little bit of a grid on here. Just eyeballing it. It looks pretty good though. All right, there. Gotta love Photoshop and its ability to move things great. And we'll put a line down the center right about here. That's great. Now we can move this whole receiving over actually to like there. That looks better. Got some stuff going on. Maybe we add a header at the top here. Like this. I mean, the gray actually I think looks nice. We'll do gray. Then we can change fantasy data to be white. Save, go back. So we got going on. We take these lines, I'll group these together and change these to lines. And we'll just move these around to where I want them. Boom. Okay, there we go. So let's change all of this stuff to Apotec, because that's what we want. We want Apotec. We want wide black. But we want some contrast, so we're going to make this regular, and we're going to make it all caps. And when I mean regular, I mean light, and I mean smaller, and I mean spread apart, and I mean smaller. I'm also going to put this on a different line, and we're going to tighten this up just a little bit, like that. I think that looks okay. So we're going to make it look Okay. We'll just do that. But then these aren't on the same line, so we want these to be on the same line. So we move everything down just a little bit. Make Alvin's headshot a little bit larger. And then we're going to I'm going to move this over a little bit. We're going to convert this to a smart object. Headshot. Boom, headshot. I hit save, so it hates me. This isn't really a... This is more or less just turning into like a stat page. So what we're going to do is we're going to take everything. Take everything and we're going to drop it down to here. There. Then we can take our symbol, place it up here at the top. Small. Like this. Maybe we put it over here. And then we can type in here any TC player of the week. Now this isn't, here's the thing. As you can see, this isn't like sexy cool. This is more of a well-designed infographic than it is super sexy cool hype graphic, which is what a lot of people like to make. So we'll go like this. And we'll just mess this around like that. Maybe we make this gold later on. Actually, I can just go here and do gradient overlay, set to normal. And then we're just going to select this gold down here I have, hit OK, and we're going to set it to 100%. At 100%. No, Brad, this is sexy. Yes, it is. So we're going to take this gradient overlay, and we're going to also give it a stroke. And we're going to give it a stroke of 1 on the inside, and we're going to use that same gradient. But then we're going to take it, and we're going to be like 45 degrees. And then we're going to add another stroke. And this is going to be the outside, or on the inside, or on the center. I don't even know yet. Let's just make it like 4. And then we'll do a gradient of that, and we'll do the same gradient, but this stroke is on top of the other stroke. So we want this actually to be like 1. And then we want to take the bottom stroke and make this like 3. We want them both to be on the center. So then it's like 3D, but not really at all. And then I'm going to take this symbol and duplicate it and set it to screen and attach it to itself so that it's actually like bearable. And we're going to blow that up a little bit. Okay. Good, great, grand, wonderful. That's what we've got going on. Alvin Kamara. So we've got all the fantasy data here. So maybe we take the data and we make this the same green. And since we used it before, it's right there. We go back, fantasy data. What's up, Ethan? Hey guys, look, Ethan's here. Also, he's the newest subscriber. Up here at the top. Welcome. Which actually isn't true because it's I should have gotten 2 more since then. Good morning, Ethan. We'll get you on here sometime. Once my wife goes back to work on a regular time, I will try and do streams during the day. Sorry, during your day. The problem is I've had a couple issues. I tried to do a stream for my Patreon on Friday, and it just completely broke. Like right now, it just shuts off and just stops streaming. So it's a big problem. Let's see what we've got going on. Okay. So I like how this looks. You know, fantasy data. I probably want to move fantasy data to be lined up with this, to be honest. You know, maybe we add something sexy to this. We'll just give it like a gradient overlay of overlay set to that. That's overlay at 50%. Sure. All right, so this is photo 2. So we need another photo of Alvin Kamara. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for another photo of Alvin Kamara, and I found his headshot. Here, so this will, if this photo ever loads, no. Yeah, this is a funny photo. Let's download this one. Except this photo is super small. So let's fix that. Advanced image Google search. Alvin Kamara. The question is, what else do we put in the other boxes? So I want to put another photo of Alvin Kamara. This is fine. It's just him getting a touchdown. That's what we want. Touchdown. Save. Quit. So we've got 2 things going on. Alvin Kamara, fantasy data. So what do we want to put down here? That is the question. I'm going to give these photos the same stroke this has. And actually, so here's what I need to do. I need to take this layer. I need to get rid of this stroke and save it. Go back here. I need to give this a stroke. The same stroke. But that way it's not theoretically cut out or cut off on accident. Color 1. And then I can ensure all the other ones have the same stroke, like this. Photo 2. Stroke. You can also grab the same smart filters and apply it to that photo. Save. Cool beans. I know there's some stuff we can do to jazz this up. So how do we want to jazz this up? Let's do this. All right, so we got this rectangle. We're going to convert this to a smart object. We're going to go in here. Here is the smart object. Great. So what we want to do is we want to make this white. We want to make this white. I want to duplicate this and make it slightly smaller like that. We're going to give this a stroke of 2 strokes of that. We're going to delete that. We're going to make a bar graph because we can. We're making stats. Stick it to that stats. Let's make it a little bit smaller so we can actually input some stuff. All right, let's zoom out a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. All right. Week. I didn't really expect to do like, hey, we're doing really infographic-y stuff on here, and I'm sure there's like quicker ways to do some of this. So we want Apotech. I want to use the same stuff I did here. So I want whatever this is. That's what I want. Paste. Week. Okay, so we're gonna make this a lot smaller. There we go. All right, week, and then we got points. Now, which ways points can read? This way or this way? What's the correct way? Does it read with the line like this? It's actually a very good question. We're gonna make this a little bit chunkier. And we're gonna do just like the past, like, I don't know. I guess we can do a bunch of weeks, to be honest. It might be the other way. I like how, so I tab it all the same. It tabs out fine, and then once you get here, it's just like breaks. And it's like, what the hell is happening? So you think it's this way. That would make sense because it's keeping it on the inside. All right, so let's add that going up. 0, 0. Let's just put 0 down here in the corner. Even though this isn't using the same number of, or same variables. And let's go up by 5s. There's a couple different ways we can do this. I'm going to do this a way I feel like doing. Let's do 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Great. So we'll do 30, 35, 40, and 45. Perfect. All right, those are the numbers. I didn't forget about week 17. I got to figure out how many weeks I want to do in there. This is black. So I want this to be Apotec. Black. Apotec comp black? Yeah, that's fine. And we're going to line them to the right so they line up with this. Perfect. Then we're going to take this line and we're just going to make it a little bit taller. We're going to take this line and make it... I'm going to take this line and make it a little bit wider. That way I can jump this up a little bit more. That's great. We'll get rid of this 0. We'll actually toss this up to the top like this. And then we want our line tool with a weight of 1. We're just going to go straight over till it clicks like that. Then we can go like that. There we go. I want the fill to be gray though. And basically just line these up. So they're all 81 pixels off. Great. So I'm just holding down Shift and Option and just dragging down until that Smart Guides clicks to 81 pixels. Like that. Points. Points. And let's just do like, I don't know, let's do like 7 weeks or something like that. I don't know why it's doing that. Do I have a weird paragraph setting on? Apparently. So I don't know an easy way. I mean, I could just do that. Do this. Why is it being weird? That's my question. What are the 5? There. 6, 7. I don't know why that was so difficult. What are the 7. Okay, let's do 6 weeks. And drag this in to about here. I think we'll make this a bar graph. Well, actually, so if we made this a candle graph, that wouldn't really make sense because there's starts and ends to candle graphs. It's where it opened and where it closed. So you don't really open with points unless it's expected points. So we could do something like that. So that we might do. So I'm going to go back over here to Sleeper. And it has projected points. Yes, Brendan, that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to do it based on these specific weeks. Actually, we'll do the past weeks. So this is week... If we're making this theoretically real, this is week 16. This is week 15. This is week 14. This is week 13. This is week 12. And this is week 11. Space. 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 Perfect. All right. So we want a rectangle that is going to be, I don't know, this wide. We're going to toss it way up on top. Okay, so in week 11, he was expected to get, hold on, is this real? Yeah, okay. Good. He's expected to get 19.32 points. And I'm sure there's a way that Dean Davies would be like, did you know you can just do this? And it'll enter in if you set up a grid on here of where to do things. So this is a red. This is a bad week. See, and it would have an actual candle. Like this. Which I think is before and after market. Or it's volume. So we're just not, we're going to ignore that. So we're going to, that's the thing. Like we're making this kind of actually hard to edit now. Each week, but that's fine. So we're going to go like this. I don't remember what this part of the stick. Yeah, Dean, Dean created Photoshop. There's no way he wouldn't know how to do this. All right, so this is first week. This actually wouldn't be too hard to edit because you'd really just have to move everything over and then just add one more. Ah, there you go. High-end points of the day. So those don't matter. So we're just going to make them look like this. All right, what do we got? We got week 12. Week 12, he was expected to get 17 points. Second week. Oh, if it's a different player than last week, yeah. 100%. Okay, 12. 17.43. Okay, 17.43. How many points did he get? 5.7. Terrible. Terrible week. Disgraceful. Oh, come on. Just move over, like I said. Third week. He was projected to get... I'm going to grab both of these. He was projected to get 12.5 points. And he got 16.7 points. This is like a good way of showing like variation in the player or consistency. This would actually be cool to flesh out for each player. And then once you have them all fleshed out, it wouldn't be that hard. So week 14, he was projected to get 15 points. 15.44. Put that right there. And how many points did he get week 14? 18.9. So right about there. So that's fifth. No, hold on. Oh, did I copy this on accident? Yeah, that's fine. Fifth week. Is this over here? Yeah, okay. Figure that happened. Fourth week. Fifth week. Get up there. All right, fifth week. He was supposed to get 18. So this is where you might change the data points to be different, but we can't. Okay. 18.74. Right there. But he only got 16.9. Right there. Something like that. Sure. Sure, why not? Sixth week. So as you can see, Alvin Kamara did not outperform what he was supposed to do. Now, week 6, this week, week 16, I'm going to turn it to green. So how many points was he supposed to get? 19.92. Okay, he was actually supposed to get a lot of points because Minnesota sucks. And then he broke the scale completely, which is just fun to have. We'll just do that. It's more than that. It's 54, but we'll just do that for now. So then there's our scale in there, and we're going to give this the same stroke. So you can see how hard it is to read down here. So we got to bump this up. So this is Apotec Extended Black. Let's change this to Apotec Extended Black. Shouldn't really matter. Move it out a little bit like that. Apotec Extended Black. Just makes it easier to read. Make this a little bit bigger, even though it butts up a little bit. What did I make this? 11? 11. Okay. 10. Come on. 11. Enter. I hate that. Move this over so it's a little bit centered. Save. Go back. I don't like how points looks, so we might have to change that. Like this is nice-ish, but we've spent a lot of time on it. So let's figure out a way to fix some things. So as a whole, I think everything can move over a little bit. We can move things around like this. Put points back like this. Weak is there, which is fine. Okay, let's do this. Let's make this black. Yeah, we can get rid of the fill, but we can give this a stroke of white. We can turn all of these lines white as well. White. Then we just change all of these to white as well. It looks like that, which looks a little bit better. We can probably add a little bit of I don't know, maybe we duplicate these and set them to screen. But we convert them to smart objects to make it impossible. Hold on, why is that happening? See that? It's like weird. Duplicate. Convert to smart object. Screen. Filter. Blur. Gaussian blur of like 3. There, now they're glowing. Everybody likes things when they glow. Let me go back here. So now the data points are like that. I honestly think all of this should be smaller. I do not think there's enough padding around this whole thing. Go like that. Go back here. Data points. You know, maybe this is actually... Maybe this has an inner glow in the center. Opacity of 15 with a large size like that and a range of 100. And let's make it like 5. I don't know. You know, I'm just trying to figure out how to make it look techier, which might require more time. All right, so we have this. You know, it's a thing. It is what it is. So we spent all this time making this, but we didn't talk about artboards really at all. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to click and drag this whole thing over. And then change this to 3x4. And then change the size to 1875 because that is the size of Twitter. And the issue is we used all of these squares, so we got to size everything down now. To fit these squares. And then I would take these rectangles we have, because they're all very easy to move. Move them down a little bit, move them over, I don't know, you know. I messed one thing up, actually. Let's get rid of some of this stuff we don't need anymore. We're going to convert this to a smart object, and we're going to name this title. And we're going to group the headshot not the headshot. We're going to group the name, the fantasy points together, and we're going to convert this to a smart object. And we're going to name this points and player. So I actually want to take these. I want to delete this over here, delete this over here. I want to take title and points, and I want to drag and copy it over here with the title. And I want to delete the title from down here, wherever it is. I keep scrolling a bunch because there's a bunch of crap on here we don't need any more. Like this and this and this and this and this. I don't necessarily... There's sacrifices that need to be made at some point in time for editability of, or ease of editability. So I want points in player, and I want the headshot to come down like this and center it like that. Great. So that's that size. That size is done. That's good. Okay, let's drag another one over. Let's just make this 2000 by 2000, and that's going to be our... I'm going to hide this, and this is going to be sized for, I don't know, Facebook, theoretically. So we'll put it over like this. We'll make everything a little bit smaller. And I would probably throw textures on this and stuff after the fact and other things, but we're just talking about artboards. Turn these guys back on. Let's take the title and like move it sideways like this. And then we can turn points in player right here. Where's it at? It's gone. Oh, it's hidden. All right, points in player like that. Drag this down like this. So theoretically then we would have this saved. So we change this back out. All right. So this is what you would see from a... This is theoretically what you would see from a client. You would have these three sizes, maybe a slightly different size. So then all we have to do if we want to change any of these is we just go into one single area like here, and we just change everything. So DeAndre Hopkins, let's say he got 15.2 points, and that's an increase of 4.32 points. Save. Go back. It changed in all of the spots. The title's the same. We can go here to the headshot. Double click the headshot. I can type in... Of course, there's Nuck Baby Bottle Products. DeAndre Hopkins. And this is where, so if you spend a lot of time setting this stuff up correctly, it makes it very easy for when you need to edit something. It takes 5 minutes to edit. So we take this, attach it to this. We just want to make this have a fill of, white instead. Blow up the DeAndre Hopkins photo, save it, go back, boom, all changed there. So we go to this photo, double click, we download another photo of DeAndre Hopkins that we would get from a client, yada yada, save, close. It's updating smart objects. We go back. All of the photos have now changed over to DeAndre Hopkins. We go to this photo. Here's another photo. We just find a random photo of DeAndre Hopkins. That's a web up. We don't want a web up file. Let's try this one instead. Is this a web up file? No. Okay, so here's DeAndre Hopkins again. Save, go back. It's going to update the smart object, which is what it's doing here. Update smart object, boom. Everything has changed pretty much. So then we can go into our data. And we can go here. Now, these are all going to be 0 pretty much because it's DeAndre Hopkins. But, maybe this is 3 touchdowns, 170 yards. Let's say let's do 17 receptions so then I can say that the yards per catch was 10. Save, go back. It changes it for all of them. So then if we just have our points, we can tweak our points let's go down into our points calculator here. How many points did we say he got? He got 15.2, which is percentage more than what he was going to get theoretically. So we can get rid of this real quick because we can always just add that real easily. So what did I say? What did I say he got? 15.2? Okay. Yeah, it's actually not possible. Hold on. Let's fix that. All right, so if he had 117 receptions and we're going with points per reception, that's 17 points plus, let's do 25 points for yardage, or 20 points, or 10 points. Let's do 17, so it's 34. So 34 points plus 3 touchdowns at 6 per touchdown. So 34 plus 18, 52 points. Save. Then we don't need to change this because it's always already at 52 points pretty much. So then we have all of these files. And if we already go to our folder on our desktop, then these have already been updated and they're already ready to go. So then any changes we've made, it already changes in here, and we did it. So that is why using artboards can be super quick. If you have them set up correctly from the get-go, you can do this. Also, if you have them set up a specific way, Dean Davies will show you how you can use a comma-separated values file and have it do this all automatically. I don't know how to do that. Dean does. I need to look into that, because then you could make this for 50 players in, 5 minutes instead of a couple hours swapping everything out manually. But I only know how to do it manually, so we're running low on time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and learned from this. I'm always learning more and more about smart objects based on using them in real freelance life. So I want to try something. So someone I noticed said you can just hit share. And this is where I don't think it works well. You can share an image via AirDrop straight from here, but it's going to send you like the PSD file. So if I do it with an artboard, it's going to break. So we're not going to do that, because that would break everything. But I think we're going to end the stream a little bit early, unless you guys have any questions. The 11 of you that are theoretically in here. One of them might accidentally be me. We'll take a look. Yeah, one of them is me. So now what I would do with this now, like, I'm not completely satisfied with how this looks. I would spend some more time tweaking the layout and how things look. Maybe make it look a little bit more like the background's just white, which I don't like. I would probably have some sort of UI to make it look like how I want it to look. But we can't do that in just 90 minutes. It would take way too long. So we'll just go ahead and end it then. There, I don't even have my logo on here anywhere. I went and wanted to find my logo and make sure we included that, but guess we're not going to do that. If you ever go through editor's block, I'm going to say / just design block. I mean, yeah. Usually how I combat that. Oh, and let me point something out real quick. That's an issue. So the P's cut off on Hopkins. Because in the points in player, it cut it off here. So I would actually need to make this a little bit taller. Tweak the canvas size so then Hopkins fits. And then I can go back. And now Hopkins is on there. Yeah, whenever I get some sort of design block, I try and find a goal for a design. So using a specific tool or finding one little thing I like online of something and implementing that into the design. And then you can call the design a success because you checked off a box of something you wanted to accomplish with it. Maybe I wanted to use a
Radiant map.
Or some sort of
Displacement map.
And And then it doesn't really matter if,
That's fire, bro.
because you're checking off a box of, it's me learning how to do something and sort of going through a process of, this is how something was created. Like right now I'm doing a project where it's a lot of realistic manipulation of a setting, and I haven't really done that before, so I'm just basically trying to make it look as realistic as possible, even if it doesn't look as good as someone else, which I know it won't. But that's why you can't compare yourself to others. Just compare yourself to yourself, day by day by day by day by day, and it just builds up constantly, brick by brick. Some of us are running in Photoshop, some of us are walking in Photoshop, some people are crawling in Photoshop. We're all in different journeys of the way of design in Photoshop. So with that nugget, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you once again for being quick to selecting to spend your time with me this Tuesday night. This is a fun one. You know, I'm probably not going to post this graphic. This was more of like an informative, let's play around and see what happens design. I also had a really busy day of freelance work, so I'm real drained. But you guys have a lovely rest of your night. If you guys have any suggestions for a tutorial or video or what you want to see me do next on my stream, let me know. I'm going to try and do another designer duel soon. Maybe with Ethan if we can find a day. But there are a couple of different people that I want to put on that list. So with that, I will bid you a farewell. You guys have a lovely rest.